Good morning, fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. It is I, Guy, again, here to talk a little bit more about, let's make sure all my destinations are straight. Yep, okay, good. Just making sure we're not broadcasting out on cats for this morning's show, because we need to be not broadcasting on cats broadcast feed. Okay, we are here putting together last minute things and cutting things together for one last time on the animations. I seemed to have rendered a whole bunch of these and then lost them, and I don't know how I did it, but the problems that are inherent with having a 6 terabyte hard drive is that I will find them again someday, but not today. But today is not that day. So I am working on that problem today. Good morning, Sarge. And we're working on that here, and that's what we're doing. It's a nice breezy day outside today, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful? It's wonderful out there. Ain't it wonderful, team? So I am right now currently working on trying to make this work here. And actually, I had an idea without so we're showing it's a whole lot better than yesterday. Truer words, man. So, although even today it's still getting pretty warm out there. It's not going to be long before I'm going to turn on my AC unit. I can already tell. So, okay. So I had this idea that maybe I'll just take this thing, because this is a correct lane change procedure, right? I mean, he signals first before he even looks over. Then he looks in his mirror. This guy is starting to back off because of the signal, right? Then he makes an over-the-shoulder check, and then he slowly comes over. This is the way we want you to do lane changes in our AC. I've got the primary AC is moving down, or the swamp cooler is moving on now, but the my little AC unit, which sits right behind me right here, he's not running. So there's that. So we're doing what we can, I guess, huh? All right. So what I'm thinking is I will duplicate this, copy. Yeah, no, I'm not remembering. I guess I don't know that for a fact, but I'm not. It's not that I'm not remembering. I'm just saying that I think. Well, and I've also got a house that now has solar panels and a lot of batting up in the attic. So it should, in theory, So what we're going to do is do this again. We're going to look at this again. I'm going to stop things here. Work, because that's the signal. And what I will do is add frame hold. Add frame hold. How do I add the frame hold? Because there's a way to hold the frame. Oh, there it is. Nope, not it. Righty, here's what we're going to do. We're going to lock frame hold here. Add frame hold. Insert frame hold segment. That's what we want. All right, so this is a held frame. So the idea is we freeze it here, and that will give me a moment to indicate the turn signal's on, but he hasn't even looked to his left yet. Right? He wants to change lanes. So the first thing he does is that. So should I give this frame hold? How long should this duration be? That's 1 second. Right? No, it's not. Yeah. So this is fine. Oh, that'd be a pain. 1.35 seconds. With a drop frame. Why do I have a drop frame? We don't know. I don't need drop frames. We don't use drop frames ever. I think I've been using this program for so long that I think it still is trying to get it to be television accurate, because I've been using Premiere for so many years that I actually have used Premiere to send to television. So it's still doing drop frames. And if you guys ever want a an interesting diversion for me where I digress off into Never Never Land, an explanation of what TV used to be back in the day, I can absolutely tell you all about that for whatever reason or no reason whatsoever. So, if you want to have me wander off into Never Never Land, this one. Nope. Add frame hold. I will tell you all about old TV from back in the day. Some of those things I always kind of wished I could have done some of the work for. Uh, Farragut or Holly or something like that. That would have been fun. Could have learned a lot about how to do modern editing because my editing, of course, is ancient, and you can tell. You can tell I was definitely trained in the 90s. And I mean, like, you can really tell. I really need to go to here and good morning, Brent. First things first, we'll save here because I'm about to change the camera. This camera. Nope. Select Bluey's camera. People. Work. There we go. So I'm going to take this camera and I'm going to move it so that it illustrates what the mirror sees. if the mirror were properly adjusted, which it should be, right? Because if you're all driving, you're properly adjusting your mirrors. Am I right, people? Keep your mirrors angled right. Keep your shirt on, Lieutenant. Now let's go to render settings, and this time we're just going to do a still because we just need one picture here. But instead, we don't want it actually out there. We want it in our nice little happy drive save folder that we've been making. Where we do the out render. Right? So we just save it, save. All right. Now he's going to also do he's going to do over the shoulder check, which should show where Bluey is looking from here. So we'll put this at Bluey's head's view. Bluey, right? So now we're going to be like here. This is where he's going to check over his shoulder. You don't have to turn all the way when you do an over the shoulder check. You just have to check right here in this blind spot. That's all you need to do. All right, so yeah, Bluey. That's it. This is all the view you need to make sure you have. Hey, Mercurius. Mercurius. I get it. Oh, I love people's names. Hi, welcome to the show. I'm doing animation. It's the thing. Now we'll take those two pieces that we just did, right? Oh, I'm like, where are they? They're right here, just right there. Right. And he's gonna look over his. We're gonna stop here because he's looking in the mirror. And the first thing we're gonna do. What's the first thing we should do? Take this image right here. We're gonna copy. We're gonna paste it. No. Copy. I'm gonna paste it. For reasons that are still beyond me, I make it slightly less because it's freezing here for just a second. We're gonna put what we call a polygon mask on it, because what I really want to illustrate at this point in time for my students is I want to illustrate where his head is, right? Because the class situation, the way that the class works, we're talking about signal, mirror, over the shoulder, go, and why it has to be in this order. Why it can't just be in any old order. Why can't we just, do these in any order we want? And the answer is because you want to make sure that you see where his head position is now. That's what we want to do. You want to make sure that you do these in the orders so that you're not. This is the best way to keep your eyes from being off of the road any longer than you have to, right? Because at this point in time, if you do this in the correct order, you turn your turn signal on before ever checking. That's what this is all about. You haven't even looked in your left mirror, right? So if you get into the habit of turning your turn signal on the moment you think about, oh, you know what, I should change lanes, right? Don't even look in your mirror yet. And then you turn your turn signal on. That gives B time to like back off, right? So I'm actually going to give a little more room here. The request coming from the lead was that we give time for the one of the problems that they were saying was that we wanted to give nope, not that one. We wanted to give the instructors time to talk about this during the animation. So during the animation, that's why I'm kind of talking it through right now, is because I'm kind of like trying to think it through. How do we make this work so that, you know, kind of get it so that it works well. So I'm also thinking, how do I make this work so that I don't have to render more animation? Because every time I put the rendering system on, the system, the whole PC slugs out. Everything slugs out. And this one, we're just going to go ahead and take the mask. Mask path. There we go. And take the mask path and move it. This guy to here. And we'll move this because we really want to highlight now the other driver, right? Now the scale's fine. Just want to highlight that he's now noticing that things are happening here, because the animation's got this under control totally. Am I taking commissions? Yes. I am live for commissions if you wish to have them. A commission. So I'm going to indicate that unless it's animation, at which time I'm on. That's just only because, oh boy, animation's hard. But yeah, I'm taking commissions. Oh, hey, Brent, can I ask a favor of you? Will you do me a favor and email questions at RockyMountainGeekTank.com? You just can put test. And then also email guy@gsdavisart.com. You can just put test on that one too. All of them have been rerouted, but we still couldn't get StreamYard straightened out. And I could send emails, but then I was thinking, if it's coming from my Gmail anyway, it might work because it's going from my Gmail account to my Gmail account, and I might be not seeing it. So if you just at some point here in the next couple of minutes or hours or days, it doesn't really matter, just send an email to both of those emails so that I can just see that they've routed. Oh, okay. I would happily do some of that for you. All right, so he's here. We're talking about both of them seeing that. And he pulls back. Now we freeze here. Look there. This should give the teachers far more than enough time to talk about this. He's looking in the mirror. This is what he sees out the mirror. Yes, please. Those two. Just send them at your leisure. That's perfect. We'll see whether either one of them or both of them break. I don't open my email during the show just because it tends to come up on my main screen, which you are looking at, and I'd rather not broadcast my email for the whole world to discern. But you get the idea. And B, because that I'm going to try to finish this. So that works for me. Let's see what else is doing here. Right. I'm actually thinking maybe I should make a little like screen for this. I don't know, maybe. Like, make it look like it's got the rearview mirror on it. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll pull it off of here, delete, and then I'll delete you from there, and I'll delete you from there. No, the over the shoulder's fine. Thanks. That works. I wasn't actually getting the not delivered part. That's why I was kind of like, something weird's happening here. Open with... Yeah, because you know what? I really should also take this guy and reverse it so it doesn't look like the actual... Because it's going to be reversed, right? This is what he's going to see out that mirror. Duh. So this is what he sees. So we'll just take a line here, apply the transformation, yes. And we're going to just mask the effective rear view mirror here. I mean, it's just going to be a little bit of a rear view mirror. Right? What does he see? He sees, pretty much this. Right? All he sees is that. And that way I can just come in around here and go boopity 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 boop. Like so. And then maybe I'll round off the corners just to make them not so horrible. Right? Just round off the corners, just a hair here. Right, so that just kind of looks like what he'd see in his rearview mirror. Control-Shift-E to flatten the image, and then save. And it's going to go, you want to save over it? But it already exists. Yes. We know. We're good. Okay, so now come back over here, and I'll reload that picture. Because that picture, now, it looks a little different, right? Now, of course, the truth is that Premiere actually will do this for you. That's a recent addition. And so I keep forgetting that I can have Premiere automatically just update. That looks more like the rearview mirror. So this is what he sees in the rearview mirror, which is cool, right? Now it looks actually like what it's supposed to. And I will go in here and first you see where his head is. He's looking in the mirror now. And this is what he sees in the mirror. All right, good. I like to use fade ins and fade outs. That way it's not so horribly abrupt. Right? Same thing. It dissected a lane change, which I think actually works really well for this. You know what I mean? Like dissecting a lane change is, I mean, I think people don't. The biggest problem is that a lot of people don't do the over the shoulder checks. They get really confident that they know what they're doing on their over, or that there's nobody there. And there are a lot of times where there are people there. You know what I mean? Like, and that doesn't end well. The only thing is, I kind of feel like it would look better if, even if this is an over the shoulder, if it just had um, just a little bit of a surrounding fence around it. It doesn't have to be big, just something like so. Just to give it the graphic, you know what I mean? And that'll update automatically. Like I said, Premiere does that automatically. And now it's already going to update here in a second once it gets to that point, once it realizes where we are. Not at the moment, but it will. Two or three times. Well, but that's the difference, though, Brent, is you ride a motorcycle. And sadly, motorcyclists are the first people to realize how important over the shoulder checks are. Because, frankly, you can't see a motorcyclist. You know what I mean? Like well, I mean, I know you know what I mean. But for everybody else, that's the biggest problem. That's why we do the over the shoulder checks. To our left, it's actually a very small blind spot to our left but it still can hold a motorcycle, right? It doesn't tend to be big enough of a blind spot if your mirrors are adjusted correctly for you to actually hold a car in there that you wouldn't see, unless they were smart cars, because smart cars are really short. But a motorcycle can hide in that blind spot pretty well. To the right, that blind spot's huge, right? It's way out there. Right? Because I mean, that's the problem, is that, and I have that problem all the time, is like, guys, you have no earthly idea how risky it is to drive a motorcycle. And I always ask my kids, how many of you guys here want to ride a motorcycle? And I get a handful of hands, you know what I mean? I'll get one or two hands who are like, yeah, no, I want to ride a motorcycle. And I'm like, okay, first of all, Colorado law says that you have to have eye protection, and that's it. It doesn't say anything about any other protection at all. So, you have to make the decision that you're going to wear proper armor and things like that. That's on you. You're not breaking the law if you can drive around technically with just sunglasses and shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops technically. So don't do it, though. We do have a section. Yep. Oh yeah, this is considered eye protection. I can now drive a motorcycle. Like, how much is this saving me, really? Right? I mean, what am I actually doing here? How good is this? Not very, right? That's part of the problem. Yeah, I worry about you a lot out there, Brent, but only because it's a professional worry. It's not no confidence in your skill. I now know the statistics, as you know the statistics, because you had to take the class, right? So you've learned the statistics as well. Boy, oh boy. And the statistics are sobering. Right? My kid wants to start using a skateboard. And I'm like, that's cool. But then they're like, but then I'd have to like, and what happens if I fall? I'm like, don't fall or wear pads. You know, it's like that's what those are for. Okay. Ooh. Really? You're right. Right. What do you do if you fall? You get back up. Get back up. People. All right. So now we're looking there. We look there. And we're gone. Then we can make the lane change. This is the one where the fade out isn't. It says it is, but it's not. Is this one of those you're only working because you're only doing this, you're doing the, you really screwed this up and I don't like it, so I'm going to start acting funny? That's all right. Technically, if it doesn't fade out, I'll fade it out on the remix because I'm going to take it back in and cut it up into individual animations once we're done. I just want to make sure I have all of them on one animation strip so that we know what everything is, right? Actually, we'll bring this up to 100% because it should be at full speed. Is actually at full speed. This really should be about 125%. That actually should be much closer to, and those lane changes don't take this long. Right? That's pretty close to a real lane change there. And actually, what I think I might do is put a frame hold on the end of this so that I can fade out without having to, because it's fading out while in the middle of this section here. I don't want to do that. We're having a real problem up here, aren't we? All right, so here, right there. And once again, you're doing the thing where it's like, no. Ooh, you really aren't liking this, are you, Premiere? It's like, we're really screwed up on this. Okay, you do you. I'm going to save you. And then we'll just, go on about it without it. That's fine. I feel like these should be in 5-second batches each for each one of these things. Which is great. There we go. No. All of this is not helping me. I need to edit. There we go. That's what I need right there. Such an Adobe thing for you to do.
I didn't select it at the time, so, there's that. You know, I want it to be darker. There we go.
because you get all caught up in it. You like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? I'm following all the instructions. Because kids are kids and humans are humans. And, you know, Saru mo ki kara ochiru, right? Even monkeys fall from trees. I pay an awful lot of money for this buggy program, I swear. It's one of the reasons why I want to be done with all of these guys. Lunch was over. Oh no. It's all right. I'm not staying on long today anyway. That looks good. Solid. Right there. I'm happy with it. Saru mo ki kara ochiru. Even monkeys fall from trees. Let's do a new window. Maybe? Yeah, let's see if we can do a new window. I'll see if both of those came in. Make Chrome your... Oh, for crying out loud. I shouldn't be here. I should be the other one. Oh, no, that one works. Let's see if we've got this. I'm checking the email now. I got one. Can you do me a favor? Because I've only got one email, and I can't tell if that's... I got the one that says to me, so it's coming into the GS Davis art one. Can you just send another one to the questions at Rocky Mountain Geek Tank? Because it didn't... It says to me and 2 questions, so I can't tell whether that actually did it or if it was just doing its thing. You know what I mean? Like, There's smog, there's blind spots, which works really well here. I like that. That works very well. You can see the blind spot in there. I like this one because it's me. It runs me off the road. Oh no, it was poor me. Thank you. So here's the thing. When you and I were talking the other night, yeah, okay, that works. So, okay, yours came in on that as well. Cool. So we do know that it works. So this was obviously StreamYard had banned the email address, which makes some sense. We kept trying to, since November, we've been trying to send the email, the retry email over and over and over. And the problem was you and I got all of this working. And then I called Troy and said, okay, Troy, try it again. He hit the button to resend, and we stared at him. We stared at it. We stared at it. And after about 30 minutes, I'm like, I don't think it's going to make it. So we had to dump it. But I couldn't figure out what was going on. I could send emails to questions, and that worked. But for whatever reason, he couldn't send emails to questions. And I'm not sure why. So anyway, it is 11. I'm checking my warnings. Inconsistency in the file structure. Okay. Probably true. I'm just saying. But either way, I can make that work. Yeah, see, you already got U-turns. Why is it the turnabouts aren't done? I mean, we already did the U-turn. Okay. Anyway, okay. I think part of it was probably that I didn't actually understand the turnabouts thing. You know what I mean? Like, Anyway, it is 11 o'clock, and I know I was late to start today, but I have kiddo um, in camp, and that became much more complicated than it needed to. So I was going to go do something about that. So now we are kind of doing the other thing, which is just kind of wandering around and going to break now. So I'm going to try to do lunch, and then I've got a therapy appointment, and unless that was my therapist saying cancel the therapy appointment, we'll see what happens here. Hey, looks like somebody's in town. I'm doing phenomenal. I would love to hang out. When would be good for you? That's a buddy of mine from high school and junior high who's going to be in town. You're not in town. We know that. Oh, but I'm used to them. Oh, man. All right. All righty. Oof. Okie dokie. Where is my... All right. I'm in control of everything now. Look at me being in control. I have other things. I have a power. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Thank you very much. I had lots of people here with Brent and Andrew, and I had Mercurius. I like Mercurius. I had Mercurius here for just a second or two, but I think they moved on, which is fine. And there's no requirement here. So either way, I may or may not broadcast again tomorrow. I don't know. My tomorrows are very different now. They were very specific, but now they're very, like now I don't have anything on. My game has now moved to Tuesday nights, so I have a Tuesday night game. There's that. So anyway, okay, cool. Well then, yeah, I'll enjoy the chat with the therapist. I always do. She's a good therapist. I like her a lot. She's also like neurodivergent, which helps because she's teaching me a whole lot about what ADD does and how it handles things and crap like that. So cool. I'll see you all later. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye.